Breaking news from the University of Central Florida. Classes canceled, students evacuated, police investigating a suicide, and homemade explosive devices found inside of a dorm room. I'm Kristen Kane, and I'll have a live report from the campus coming up.
And I'm Natalie Tolomeo, continuing our team coverage this morning. I'll tell you what students here on campus are saying about the investigation and where they can go if they need any counseling.
All local, all the time. This is News 13, your morning report.
Also this morning, we're following a story where an elderly woman was stabbed to death in Brevard County. The Sun is talking to News 13 as the search continues for a killer. More on what happened and the latest on that investigation. Also, coming up here on News 13, a mysterious disappearance unsolved at this hour. Now a mother is left without her adult child, and she says she's not even able to see her grandchildren either. Today, she's going to Tallahassee to fight for grandparents' rights. Good Monday morning. It's March 18th. We hope that you had a wonderful weekend. We've got so many big stories that we're following for you this morning. I'm Ibeth Brusual, so please stay with us. The latest on the breaking news story out of UCF in just a moment. Right now, severe weather expert Ali Turiano closely tracking the rain, and real-time traffic expert Ted Noah also keeping an eye on the roads. And let's start with you, Ali. Warmer temperatures, yes, but we're also dealing with some rain this morning.
Yeah, most of this very light, showery precipitation, Ibeth, but not really great timing with our morning commute. Think of it as beneficial rain. These showers will continue to move quickly from west to east, and it will look very different across Central Florida today. This weekend, we have lots of sun, especially on Saturday. That will not be the case today. Most of this rain, very light, moving fast, not a lot of water in the rain gauges. We still have some showers through sections of Sumter County, moving away from Lake Pennsauken and Bushnell, making its way toward Okahumpka and Leesburg, and then farther north, Bellevue to Ocala. Just some lighter rains there as well along 40 and 27. So as we go through the rest of your morning, temperatures mild. It is muggy. Most of us starting out the day in the 60s. And as you get the kids ready for school, have an umbrella in the backpack, and maybe not as much rain right now, but this afternoon that will change. We'll talk more about that coming up at 41 past the hour. Right now, the latest on the roads with Ted Noah. Good morning, Ted.
Ali, good Monday morning to you. And Central Florida, if it's time for you to head out through Orange County, surrounding downtown on your Monday morning drive, I-4 eastbound is now up about an extra 2 to 3 minutes from John Young until Ivanhoe. Busy on the 408 as well, right there near I-4 and State Road 50, also going to that stretch. And a 408 travel time westbound from Mills to just past I-4, 4 to 5 minutes. Earlier wreck on OBT near Oak Ridge has since been cleared. Live images coming up to show you some of these delays and track them coming up in less than 10 minutes.
All right, more new information as we continue to follow breaking news right now out of the University of Central Florida. It's a story we first reported on CFnews13.com this morning. Hundreds of students have been evacuated from a dorm after a man was found dead. We have team coverage of this big breaking news story today. News 13's Kristen Kane and Natalie Tolomeo live from the campus of UCF there in East Orange County. Kristen, let's begin with you right now. We're getting some new details about classes this morning.
Yeah, all classes here on campus have been canceled until at least noontime. We're told only essential employees should be showing up to work here this morning. All other classes at other UCF campuses will continue as scheduled. All of this after about 500 students were evacuated from the Tower 1 dorm here on campus around 1 a.m. this morning. And for hours now, police have been out here investigating a suicide that took place inside one of those dorm rooms. The bomb squad is on scene, and we're hearing reports that the FBI is also on scene. A UCF official says there is no threat to the campus community at this time, but he describes this as a very active scene and a very sketchy situation. Listen to what he says police found when they arrived at the dorm earlier this morning.
About 12:20, a call came into UCF police about a fire alarm in Tower 1. On the way to respond to that, a 911 call came in about an armed man in the tower. When UCF police responded to the dorm room, they found a victim of what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. We've interviewed people who had knowledge of the situation, and during those interviews and searching the dorm room, we found an assault weapon, and we found what appeared to be improvised explosive devices.
All right, well, police aren't releasing any more details about this man. We don't know if it was, in fact, his dorm room where this all happened. We're not even for sure he was a student here on campus. Stay with News 13, and you can always go to our website anytime, CFnews13.com, for all of the latest updates. We're live at UCF. I'm Kristen Kane, News 13.
Thanks so much. Our live team coverage of this breaking story out of UCF continues right now with News 13's Natalie Tolomeo. And Natalie, students, some complaining to you that they were not told about this fast enough.
You're right, Ebeth. We know this happened around midnight, and those students tell me they got an alert via text message or email around 2 a.m. And one of the students says he was in an overnight study group when all of a sudden he heard the fire alarm. They thought it was a fire drill, but then in came law enforcement armed with assault rifles, telling all the students to get on the ground, lock the doors, and they were all very scared, obviously wondering what's going on. And it took the university, they tell me, about 2 hours to notify them. Now, here's the latest right now. About half an hour ago, UCF opened the doors to the arena, which is right across the street from Tower 1. That is where all of these hundreds of students that have been evacuated have been told to go until they are able to go back in their dorm rooms and get their belongings and whatnot. So that's where all those students are right now. Earlier this morning, they were initially taken to the Student Union building, about a 5 to 10 minute walk away from Tower 1. But still, everyone still kind of shaken up on Twitter. Some students saying they're scared to go to class even after noon when those classes do resume. And a lot of people also on Twitter mentioning thoughts and prayers to the fellow knight that is lost. Take a listen.
It's scary, but obviously it's in the news now. There's a lot of school shootings. I mean, there's not much you can do about it. Obviously, they took precautions and emptied out the whole building, and 5 hours later, we're still here.
About 12 o'clock, I was in the middle of homework and the alarm went off. Figured it was too late to be a drill, so we got up and left. And
so again, the UCF Arena has opened its doors about a half an hour ago for all of those students that were previously in the Student Union building, and they will remain there for probably the next few hours or so until Tower 1 is cleared and they can return to their dorms. And in the arena, that is also where the university is providing counseling for any students that need to talk about the situation. So stay with News 13 because we'll continue to monitor what happens here on campus, but for now, we'll send it back to you, Yvette.
Thanks so much, News 13's Natalie Tolomeo reporting live from UCF with the very latest this morning. And now covering Brevard County, where Cocoa police have a murder mystery on their hands. Right now, they're trying to figure out just who killed a 70-year-old woman inside her own home. And now they're asking you to be on the lookout for her stolen car. Police would not go into details about the crime itself, but the victim's son told News 13 his mother was stabbed to death during a robbery early Sunday morning. Neighbors became quite worried when the woman was late leaving for church.
She was so good to everybody. She would have gave the people anything that they wanted. You know, they didn't have to hurt her.
Skeptical, but, you know, I'm not going to sit there and move from my area because, you know, I think things could be done if Cocoa just does their job.
Investigators say they're looking for the victim's stolen 2010 Ford Fusion. It's dark green and has 4 doors. It's a license plate number N744PU. If you have any information, please call Cocoa Police. Cocoa police are also trying to figure out just who shot and killed the man last night at the Crestview Villa Apartments. That's on North Fisk Boulevard. Officers were called to the area after neighbors heard some gunshots. When cops arrived, they found a man dead. Police have not released any other information about the victim or any suspects they may be looking for. If you happen to be in that area last night and know anything, please call Cocoa Police. New this morning, the mother of missing mom Michelle Parker is going to Tallahassee to push for a law that allows grandparents to have visitation rights. Yvonne Stewart will speak to lawmakers briefly this afternoon before the proposed bill is up for its first vote. The law would allow grandparents, such as herself, to ask a judge for rights to see their grandkids under certain circumstances. Now, ever since her daughter Michelle Parker's disappearance in 2011, the grandchildren have been in the custody of Parker's ex-fiancé Dale Smith. As you may remember, Smith has been named a prime suspect in Parker's disappearance. 2 different brush fires topping our county-by-county coverage this morning in Volusia County. The first one started Saturday afternoon around Maytown Road near I-95, quickly spreading to 100 acres. Want to let you know no homes were in danger there. Then a second fire broke out near Boy Scout Camp and Swamp Deer Roads outside New Smyrna Beach. That fire, though, grew to 150 acres. Firefighters were able to protect dozens of homes, but they say a barn was destroyed. Then in Brevard County, there's a meeting tonight where residents can learn more about a major road project in Palm Bay. The 120-day project is set to begin March 25th. for Lowry Boulevard and Sarasota Lane. The roads are being completely reconstructed, including a new road base and asphalt, as well as a new pipe culvert. The meeting starts tonight at 6:30 at the Utilities Department. And covering Flagler County for you, several boaters are now safe after they had to be rescued on the Intercoastal Waterway. Take a look at the map of the area that we're talking about. The boat's owner told deputies he and his family were coming home from St. Augustine when their engine stopped working. Officials say a friend called 911 when the boaters did not come home as expected. For more county by county news anytime, check out cfnews13.com. If you travel I-4 in Volusia County, you've seen it. Construction cones at the interchange with I-95. But what exactly is being done there? Stay with us. Real-time traffic expert Ted Noah has the answer coming up in today's traffic inbox. Keep it right here. You're watching News 13.
Now, your accurate Weather on the Ones forecast with live digital Doppler X3 radar.
Good Monday morning. We're back with your weather on the one. Still tracking some fast-moving light showers. A nice shot of downtown Orlando. You'll notice a lot more cloud cover across Central Florida. And these showers continue for a few folks. We have some more just heavier downpours. Some good old-fashioned rain moving out of Ocala, traveling right along 40, and we're still tracking some spotty showers into portions of Lake and Sumter County as well. We've seen a few spotty sprinkles in a couple other locations, but nothing too intense and nothing really adding a lot of water to our rain gauges. So bottom line, if you're traveling in some of this showery precipitation, headlights on, slow down. Some of those roadways will be slick for your morning commute, and then as we go through the day today, we will see an increase in moisture area-wide, and that's going to help bring in some beneficial rain for your afternoon. We had this little wave of energy move in overnight, and that's what helped add this energy and lift to the atmosphere. And eventually we will see a front on the way too. So the next couple of days a little unsettled. You'll want your umbrella. And look what happens as we get to 5 o'clock. We'll even see a sea breeze collision. I think the chance for a rumble of thunder or two will be out there, mainly south of the Cape. And then early evening, most of us quiet down. It doesn't last very long though. Here comes our next front that will get here tomorrow. So more rain back in our forecast. Look at some of these county by county temperatures today. A good 5 to 8 degrees above normal. It is warm and muggy too. A lot of low 80s in Brevard County, 80 for Cape Canaveral, 81 Malabar, but you get into Osceola, we got some mid 80s this afternoon, 86 in Deer Park. Similar through much of Orange and Seminole County, 84, 85 degrees. That will be commonplace today. A few spots like Reddick into Marion County, and then also into sections of Flagler and Volusia, some low 80s for you. Considerable cloudiness. It's going to look a lot different today compared to what we had over the weekend. All of that sunshine, temperature is very comfortable. Well, today it's warm, it's muggy, and it will be unsettled, and we will be here tracking those showers, mostly showers for you as we go through the day. Your marine forecast not changing too much this afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Still have a moderate chop along the Intracoastal. The big deal will be those showers as they move offshore. So if you do head out, please use caution. You will definitely need it for the day today. We're back in just a few minutes at 51 past the hour. We'll show you what's happening elsewhere across the nation. Plus, we'll have a look at your 7-day forecast. But right now, live digital Doppler X3.
And real-time traffic update on News 13 at 7:46. This is a bad wreck on State Road 434. This is northbound right here, right by Maitland Boulevard. And it looks like traffic is being detoured around this wreck because of the fact that northbound is closed. This was a pretty bad accident here. And from Sky 13, we are seeing that Magnolia Holmes Road right now is going to be your best alternate to get by this. So that's Sky 13 once again. State Road 434 near Maitland Boulevard, northbound blocked from a bad wreck. Earlier wreck OBT near Oak Ridge has been cleared now. Westbound from Mills to just past I-4 on the 408, you are looking at about a 6-minute travel time through that area. And Lake Murray to Lee, about 17 minutes for that morning drive. Pretty busy on I-4 westbound. We'll show you that live coming up in about 10 minutes.
After several dry days, it's time to get that umbrella ready. Rain chances are increasing throughout the week. We'll have all the details coming up with your weather on the One.
So glad you're joining us this Monday morning here on News 13. We know you've got a lot to do. You're heading out the door, so here's a quick look at this morning's top headlines. Hundreds of UCF students had to be evacuated from their dorm rooms this morning after a male student committed suicide. A UCF spokesperson says the victim died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound just after midnight. Now, out of precaution, students in Tower 1 dorms were evacuated. That's very, very close to the UCF arena. UCF says counselors will be available to students as police continue to investigate. Cocoa police are searching for the person who murdered a 70-year-old woman inside her own home on Sunday. Investigators wouldn't go into details about the victim, but her son telling News 13 that his mother was stabbed to death during a robbery. Investigators are now looking for her stolen car, a four-door 2010 dark green Ford Fusion with a license plate number of N744. PU. Law enforcement in Central Florida are launching a brand new program aimed at keeping pedestrians safe. It's called Alert Today, Alive Tomorrow. It comes on the heels of a new report by the Transportation for America group citing Central Florida as the worst place in America for pedestrians. On average, 2 pedestrians are hurt every day in the Metro Orlando area. 1 is killed every week. And now let's focus on the forecast, shall we? Hey, Allie, what can we expect for the work week?
Overnight showers have died down, but more rain is on the way for your afternoon. I'll let you know when that rain starts coming up with your weather on the ones.
Now, your accurate weather on the ones forecast with live digital Doppler X3 radar.
51 past the hour. Good morning. Get your umbrella ready. We've already seen some showers for the overnight and early morning hours, and there is more on the way. Coast to coast, you'll see a lot of this activity move from west to east. So let's start along the Gulf Coast. This is the camera on top of the Traywinds Beach Resort in St. Pete Beach. Lots of clouds off in the distance, and it looks pretty similar in Melbourne. Some darker clouds there, a little bit of a breeze. That wind today will be out of the south and southwest, which is going to warm us up even more than what we experienced this weekend. You'll notice it is going to be warm, definitely muggy, and extra moisture really added into the atmosphere today because of that wind. And we're also tracking some stronger showers and thunderstorms out in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to keep our eyes on those. But the big deal is that, you know, we need the rain. So this is a good thing. And just know we will be here tracking the showers for you, not just today, but we do have a front on the way tomorrow. So the next couple of days looking pretty good for us in terms of our rain chances. And you'll see where that front is just approaching the southeastern states. Some of the strongest weather with it will continue to impact sections of Tennessee and Kentucky as well as Ohio this morning. So some rougher travel weather there. And then back behind that, lots of snowfall impacting areas like Minneapolis and Chicago today. So overall, the weather pattern across the U.S. Pretty much unsettled, and that's how it's going to stay with these systems trekking eastward. Where is it quiet? The Four Corners area, not bad at all. Look at how warm it is in a few spots like Houston, 88 today, 85 for Phoenix. And you'll notice a lot colder air move in for the upper plains with single-digit low temperatures overnight. Of course, if you'd like more travel information, some delay information, or if you're traveling somewhere else across the globe, head to channel 600 Travel Weather Now, exclusively on Bright House Networks. You can get all the latest information there. But back at home, here's what we need to know today. Highs low and mid 80s, about 5 to 8 degrees above normal. A fair amount of cloud cover too. We'll say partly to even mostly cloudy skies. Rain chances this afternoon are at about 30%, and we could even have an East Coast sea breeze collision happen close to I-95. I think if you live south of the Cape, the chance for some heavier downpours, even a rumble of thunder. Not out of question here as we go through the afternoon. And look at these temperatures, 78 by noon, 84 at 3 o'clock Orlando, and then we'll start to drop those temperatures off. It will be a warm and muggy night, and then tomorrow we track our cold front. There's your 7-day forecast, staying unsettled for a few days. Thursday, a relatively dry, comfortable day, and then heading into the weekend, we crank up the heat again and those rain chances. So overall, in the next 5 to 7 days, we have a very unsettled weather pattern across Central Florida. We're back in just a few minutes with another check of your weather on the ones. That's exclusively on Bright House Networks. Right now, a live look at Digital Doppler X3.
Ted, we're looking at our real-time traffic map for Seminole County, where we have busy conditions on I-4 westbound, 17 to 18 minutes. It's been going back and forth. Lake Mary to Lee there on I-4 westbound. And you can see that caution sign there. That's indicating a wreck that Sky 13 was just over on State Road 434. It has northbound lanes blocked near Maitland Boulevard, and Sky 13's been telling us that traffic is being detoured around this accident, and there is a delay getting to that section, about 10 minutes to go on State Road 434 northbound. You could always use Magnolia Homes there to travel northbound to get to Maitland Boulevard if you want to get around it quicker. Here we're faced to the west at I-4 at State Road 436, just showing you those busy conditions in Altamont Springs. It is pretty busy on and off. Brevard, not so bad as we face to the north here, about 3 miles north of State Road 528. Looking good, but watch out for construction going through that area. I-4 in downtown Orlando, John Young to Ivanhoe, 12 minutes for the morning drive, as you can see. All right, Monday morning traffic inbox time, where we answer your questions traffic related here at cfnews13.com/traffic news. This morning's question comes to us from Gloria Wasserich, and she has a question about I-4 in Volusia County. She's seeing a lot of construction from basically the area of State Road 44 on. I was wondering if you know what the construction is on I-4 near the I-95 interchange in Volusia County. Well, Gloria, this project actually started over the early summer of last year and will be around for just over another 2 years. It covers a big section of I-4 in Volusia County. And you can see in this video from the Department of Transportation camera from last Friday, most of the time crews are doing the majority of lane closure type work at night. But during the day, you will see workers along the shoulder, barricades and cones off to the side as well. Now, starting from just east of State Road 44 and going to just about I-95, the total length of the construction work is roughly 14 miles long. It's mainly happening on I-4, but there will also be work on International Speedway Boulevard as well. Now, the project is actually happening to widen I-4 to 6 lanes for nearly 14 miles through that stretch. Now, the eastbound exit from I-4 to International Speedway Boulevard is being reconfigured. The I-4 International Speedway Boulevard interchange is also being reconfigured there. And in addition to the widening and reconfiguring, there will be 3 new animal crossings. Now, April Heller, who's with the Florida Department of Transportation, explained to me that an animal crossing is a large square, it's a culvert type entrance underneath the highway, and animals walk through that instead of being on the interstate. That keeps the animals and you safer as you drive through the area. Gloria, thank you for writing in. Remember, you can write into us with your traffic questions. We want to hear from you. Go to cfnews13.com/traffic. You can fill out the traffic inbox form and send in your question. Your question may even make it on the air. With this week's traffic inbox, I'm Ted Noah, News 13.